Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Tyrone Smith, what's good, man? Just chilling. I got a chance to check out that Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder um press conference. Uh, Lawrence Williams, what's good, man? Just want to talk about a few little heavyweights. The one LVZ, what's cracking, man? What's cracking, y'all? Trying to find something to listen to, man. Usually I got my phone plugged in, so I'm just, genuine. I'm not in the mood for that shit. Let me see. I need some soul, man, like some 70s soul. Y'all give me a second, man. I'm trying to. Fuck it, I'll roll some Grandmaster Flash right now. Fuck it. Anyways, man, I'm gonna put this down, y'all, because I can't drive like this. But what's good to everybody showing up? James Coleman, Clint, what's good? Dago 619, what it do? Set this down, y'all. But yeah, man, I got a chance to check it out. First, let me just talk about the fights. Let me talk about the fights that did take place over the weekend or the last few days or whatever. I got to see Lucas Browne. I got to see him stop Julius Long. He already beat Julius Long though, but he beat him again. This time he knocked him out with a right hand. He landed 2 right hands before the knockout. Their first fight, which was a few years ago, he hit him with a left hook that knocked Julius Long out. This time he hit him with, it looked like it was 2 right hands, and before he landed his right hand, it looked like he got clipped by one of Julius Long's elbows, man. You crossing? Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? So, good to see. Well, good for him that, Lucas Browne is back in the win column. I'm thinking, shit, let's get the Joseph Parker fight. That they can't go without having that fight, man. It's an Australia-New Zealand rivalry. We know how Lucas Browne was acting when he first won his regular title when he beat Chagayev. You guys remember that when he was telling Luke, and this before Parker had the title, he was telling Parker that he needs to do more and this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? It's funny, a difference that, some time go by, how shit change. You know what I mean? But that fight needs to take place. I wouldn't mind seeing it right now. Parker just came off of 2 losses. You know what I'm saying? And Lucas Browne, again, he did prove if he can land. The thing is him coming in shape and to be able to land. If he can land his leather, I mean, you could pretty much say it about any heavyweight, but if that dude can land some leather, get into some exchanges, he has a decent shot, you know what I mean? But I would like to see that fight. There are some other guys that we can, put Lucas Browne in there with. One of the guys that won over the weekend, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Helenius. He beat Erkin Tepper. I thought that was a 50-50 type fight. That fight is on YouTube. I did get to see that whole fight. Helenius looked a lot better than he did in his last 2 fights against that journeyman guy, Yuri. Forgot to do his last name, but Yuri, whatever. Yuri starts with the B, him. His last 2 fights I seen Helenius have, that guy was backing him up, put pressure on him, pressing him against the ropes, landing overhand rights and lefts. Tepper came out, he was trying to implement that, but Lucas Browne did a good job of keeping his Helenius was doing a good job of keeping his distance, using his jab and landing that right hand. He landed a left hook. That shit looked like a car. That shit looked like it came out of a comic book, man. That left hand he landed on Tepper. Tepper went flying, yo. He went flying into the he went flying across the ring, man. He could not get up. He tried to get up. That shit was ugly, man. And it was funny the way Helenius set that up, because he landed he landed a hook. I'm trying to think, how did he set that up? I think it was a left hook that he landed, or was a right hook. But anyways, his body switched to southpaw, and then he threw a right-handed jab and then a straight left. And fucking Tepper went flying, man. And Tepper got caught with his hands down. You know, he's the type of dude who likes to flip the high guard, press forward with his jab and try to land right, you know, the overhand right, left hooks, that type of guy. But Erkin Tepper tried to slide out the way, and he had his damn hands down, and we came up, he didn't even see that left hand. So props to Helenius from finishing the fight the way he finished it, man, with a straight left hand from the southpaw position. I thought that was pretty tight, man, for him to stop it like that. You know what I'm saying? Usually guys can't stop you with their opposite hand fighting in an opposite stance that they usually fight in. And Helenius, from what I remember, I don't ever remember him switching to southpaw like that. Maybe I didn't forget, but I don't remember Helenius being a switch hitter like that, man. But props to him. Just like Lucas Browne, man, maybe Ajagba. You know, Cabello does have a win over Derek Chisora. He is the EBU title holder, the European strap. Helenius has had, you know, his time with the EBU title. You know, so maybe Helenius or Lucas Browne can, you know, fight Ajagba. I'm not sure. Maybe that can happen for them. You know, like I said, Cabello get one of them type of cats, man. Cabello's a young dude himself. You know, he's about what, 20, you know, so I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Helenius, and I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Joseph Parker. Ajagba, oh my lord, that dude got some artillery with that right hand, yo. Now I know he fought Nick Jones, he got him out of there, did what he was supposed to do. I'm getting tired of that cliche. He did what he's supposed to do. Everybody's going in there to win, you know what I mean? But anyways, he did what you would expect a guy that, you know, a prospect at that level to do against a journeyman level guy. Man, he went in there and landed a right hand. And his right hand, yo, he don't wind up. He's not like bringing it from, you know, left field or anything. He's throwing that motherfucker straight from his guard, right? You know, he has your traditional guard where he puts the, you know, the right hand by his right side of his chin. You know, he has a traditional type of guard that you would teach in the gym. And he's generating a lot of power from that little short distance with that right hand, man. He got motherfuckers doing all types of dances when he land that right hand. And he sets it up with the jab, and he's a patient guy. He isn't going out there going for broke, you know what I mean? That's not his style. He kind of walks you down patiently, and he likes to land that right hand. My thing is, as he continues to progress, how is he going to deal with when he has to exchange not just the straight punches, because he looks like a really good straight puncher when he's throwing a straight jab, straight right hand. I want to see him mix it up with the hooks and uppercuts. And when guys kind of can get past that jab, or a guy can evade his right hand, how is he going to look getting pushed backwards, or when he's missing the right hand, or he's landing the right hand and it's not having the same effect that it's been having in his first couple of fights. You know, when he gets in those types of situations, what's going to be his plan B? Does he have a great left hook that we haven't seen? Does he have an uppercut that he's keeping under wraps right now? I want to see, is there more to his game? But from what I'm seeing right now, man, he looks like a very explosive puncher, very good prospect. You know what I mean? He's getting dudes out of there quick. Exactly what you want to see from a heavyweight, you know? So Ajagba did his thing, man. Then we got Zhang. He did his thing. He fought Don's Hainsworth. You guys remember Brian Jennings, his last few fights since he was coming back. Jennings beat him. From the footage I've seen on YouTube, Zhang is a southpaw, but he actually caught Hainsworth with a right hook. Hainsworth backed into the corner, and then the next thing I seen was the ref stop it. It was like a 30-second clip, so I didn't get to see the whole fight. But, you know, Zhang did what he had to do, right? The cliche I hate. But, he, you know, at this point, man, these types of dudes, they just need to either fight higher class journeymen, you know, like an Avery Gibson type, those type of dudes. Then, you know, once you get past them, man, it's time to start taking on either up and coming contenders like yourself, if that's what you and your management wants to do, or it's time for you to start fighting guys, you know, former guys that you know, former title challengers, or, you know, guys that have at least fought in title eliminator type matches, man. You know, kind of like what Adam Konowski's doing when he got to fight Spilka, Charles Martin, those types of guys, man. So who else got the fight? We talked about Helenius, Browne, Ajagba, G. Lee. Is that it? I'm trying to think. We talked about Browne. We talked about Helenius, Ajagba. Oh, Joyce. Man, that dude got some heavy hands. Yo, man, these motherfuckers. Yo, man, this new wave of prospects, y'all, and I've been talking, for most of you to know, I've been talking about heavyweights for the last 9-10 years here on YouTube. This wave of prospects is probably the best wave that I've seen since I've been on YouTube. A lot of heavy-handed dudes, man. Not to say that, the other wave of guys when they were coming in like that too, the guys that were contenders. You know what I mean? Like the Pulevs and even Jennings when he was coming out, and when Ortiz was hitting the scene, and Wilder and all those guys. These dudes right here got some heavy fucking hands, man. And a lot of them seem to be in really good shape as far as their physiques. I remember 5-6 years ago, that was a complaint from a lot of fans that would come to my channel and talk about the heavyweights. They would say, oh man, these guys are in shape, they're all fat, they're all this. A lot of these dudes, these newer prospects, man, they're all seem to be in really good shape. But Joyce, he took care of Kaladze. Heavy hands. He dropped Kaladze with punches upstairs and punches to the stomach, man. So that lets you know this motherfucker got some heavy hands. Kaladze usually loses when he steps up like this, though. So I was expecting Joyce to take care of him and knock him out. I didn't think it was going to be a body shot to make him say no mas. You know what I mean? But to let you know, dude got some fucking heavy hands, yo. Joyce, as we know, that's one thing about all these fights, y'all, is I haven't got a chance to check out any post-fight interviews. So I'm not sure what these guys said they want to do next. All right, so I have no idea. If you guys want to leave it in the chat and I can check it when I go back and read the comments, you guys can throw it in there. But I haven't heard anybody talk about who they want to fight next as of yet. I haven't got a chance to go online and check all that out. I just been able just to see clips of the fights and the fights themselves. But yeah, man, I wonder if Joyce is going to, would he fight Ortiz? Remember when he called out Ortiz in August? He called Ortiz out after Ortiz took care of Razvan Kanjanu. And he said that he would fight Ortiz, but not next. Next was his fight that he just had, so that was next. But he said he would fight him. So now that next is out the way, now it's the second fight after that now. So, would he want to step up and fight Ortiz on December 1st? From the last time I was online looking around, Ortiz did not have an opponent. You know what I mean? Just a lot of us talking about who we would like to see Ortiz fight. The guys I brought up was Joyce. I brought him up. And I also brought up my man's Dominic Brazil and Adam Konowski. You know what I mean? So, you know what? I'm going to park over here. Fuck it. You know what I mean? So, I would love to see Joyce in it with Ortiz. Or at this stage, y'all, I don't have the rankings in front of me. But at this stage, man, I think it goes without saying, man. We just want to see all the top guys that are rated in sanctioned bodies just fight each other. You know what I mean? I don't think we even need to go through a whole drawn-out process of fight this guy, you should fight this guy. Fight anybody that's rated. Especially if the guy's coming off of a win or like a win streak. That's who we want to see you fight. Black Fight Fan TV. What it do, man? I appreciate that, man. Speaking of Black Fight Fan, Dallas, you got my man Gregory Corbin down there looking for all types of smoke. I did an interview, a chop-up session with Corbin. Was that last week I did that? And he wants to fight some everybody as well, man. It's time to get these guys that are 15, 16-0, 17-0. Time to get them some good fights, man. I think we're in an era now where it's okay to be fast-tracked. Not to say that nobody has ever been fast-tracked. All right, let me not put that out there. Prime example is fucking Leon Spinks. You want to talk about fast-tracked? You know what I mean? What about Peter Rodemaker back in the 50s? You talk about fast-track. That motherfucker fought Floyd Patterson his first fight after he turned pro. He won the gold. I think he won gold in 52. Peter Rodemaker did. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was 52 when he won gold. And he fought Floyd Patterson his first fight. You know what I'm saying? So, but regardless of all that, though, what I'm saying is I think we're now in the age where it's okay for a guy to get fast track. When I mean fast track, I don't necessarily mean a title shot. I'm talking about just fighting other contenders, man. A loss isn't going to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? I know we're coming off the era where people's O's means everything. You know what I mean? If you lose a fight, people think you need to fucking start your career over. And I never thought that was true, man. If you lose a fight, you lose a fucking fight. You bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Some of the greatest fighters of all time, check any weight class, lost some fucking fights. Bernard Hopkins, I believe, lost his very first fight. You know what I mean? As a pro. So, was it his first or second fight? Something like that. So, you ain't got to worry about all that shit, man. You just need to go in there and throw hands and, you know, let the best man win. But I like this Olympic class, man, with Joyce, well, the 2016 Olympic class that turned pro, Yoka, Joyce. Not just the guys that medal, but even guys that didn't medal, like Ajagba, Ivan Daichko, who did medal, is out there. Philippe Herkovic, who can't forget about him. He took Amir Mansour to school, yo, and I like Amir Mansour, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, so you got guys like Amir Mansour. Even Joe Joyce has fought some decent guys for literally his first handful of fights, man. Usually managers and promoters aren't putting their prospects in there with a guy like Kiladze in literally their first handful of fights. Or a guy like Leroy Thomas in there, they're literally their first handful of fights. You know what I mean? Even a guy like Daniel Dubois is in there with Kevin Johnson. What is this? Dubois' like 8th, 9th fight or something like that. And I know Kevin Johnson is on the down end of his career, but usually you don't put your guy in there unless you're extremely confident. You know what I mean? But what y'all know about this? No, let me tell you, I don't fuck around, get a copyright. That LL Cool J, I Need Love. Well, that sure remind me of growing up back in the day, but yeah, man. Oh, then to the Wilder Fury thing. All right, so now I've been getting a lot of messages, people saying it was, you know, the shit looked staged, it looked this, it looked like that. I mean, what did y'all really expect, man? Tyson Fury's the same dude that dressed up like Batman, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm expecting he might take off his shirt. He may do a fucking cartwheel. He may say, you know what, I'm going to sit and press row and interview Wilder. He may do any... Dude, ain't none gonna get past me that Tyson Fury would do at a presser. Now, do I think they're really gonna fight each other on stage? No. But what I do think was real is both of these dudes really think that they're the best, and I really believe that both of these dudes really think that they can beat each other. I really believe Deontay Wilder thinks he's gonna knock Tyson Fury out. Why? Because everybody he's fought, every man that he's fought in the ring, he has knocked out. Yes, I know he went the distance with Stavern, but he has fought Stavern twice and he knocked him out. You know what I mean? So technically, every man that he has faced, he has knocked the fuck out. So why wouldn't he have that same confidence? Tyson Fury hasn't lost as well. I know people, you know, and I'm seeing mixed reviews from fans saying stuff like, you know, he's been out for 2 to 3 years. He's this, he's that. He didn't give Vladimir his rematch. Okay, well, that's true. And what is also true is he boxed circles, squares, and triangles around Vladimir. Whether you thought it was boring or not. If you fell asleep during a fight, that's great. When you woke up, there was a new champion. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was the most exciting fight, but he went in there and just technically dismantled Vladimir. Man, had the dude reluctant to throw a right hand all night. Was fainting the shit out of Vladimir. Vladimir tried to get close and wrap him up and manhandle him in the clinch. He couldn't do nothing with him. It seemed like Tyson Fury was stronger in the clinch, despite their physique. But regardless of all that, though, man, I see two dudes that are very confident. We know Wilder's going to go up there and, you know, and scream some bomb squads and, you know, be himself, man. I think both dudes are being themselves for the most part. I think Tyson Fury was adding a little extra sauce to it by some of his antics, but that's, again, the dude dressed up like Batman before, y'all. So, I mean, he was mild, in my opinion. This one, he was mild. Who knows what he's going to do in New York or when they get to L.A., you know what I'm saying? So, what else did they? One thing the announcer dude made a mistake is he called Tyson Fury the former undisputed champion. That kind of scratched my head on that one. Didn't know what he was really talking about. Yes, he was unified, but he didn't have that WBC strap. You know what I mean? But what else was said during the presser? I really didn't take it serious all that to where I'm about to critique every fucking single word that was said, yo. It's just a presser. I mean, you already know what type of personality that Tyson Fury has. Yes, I did see they were taking digs at Anthony Joshua. Some people are getting offended, which I don't know how. They're all heavyweights. They're all undefeated. And they're going to do this type of shit time to time. You know, people are saying, oh, they're trying to use his name to sell the fight. Did they say his name? I watched it once, y'all, and I wasn't sitting there taking notes, but I think they just kept saying the other guy from your country. I don't, did they actually say his name, y'all? If they did, correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't think they actually, I don't remember, I'll put it that way, I don't remember them saying his name. I just remember them referencing to him. And I was working out when I was listening to it. I was hitting the bag and I was playing it on my TV as I was trying to, hit the bag and listen. But yeah, did I think they're going to really fight? No, of course not. Why the fuck would they do that? I thought it was just them putting some extra sauce on it. But reading between the lines of all that silly stuff that was going on, I do think both these guys are very confident, and I think both of them going to come to win. I think Frank Warren, I believe it was Frank Warren that says it's going to be a war. Was it Frank or the other dude? I forget, but I'm not sure about that. Styles make fights. I know Fury's going to come in there and try to move around and throw feints and give Wilder the left shoulder and switch to southpaw and stick his tongue out and move around. And I know he's going to try all these little tricks. But one thing that I think that could happen and has a good possibility of happen is Fury actually trying to get physical with Wilder, where he can step inside of the long right hand and not try to be on the outside trying to evade it all night. You know what I mean? Maybe he steps on the inside of the right hand and use his... I believe Fury's going to at least be about 40 pounds heavier than Wilder. I think naturally as men, I think he's about 40 pounds heavier than Wilder, period. You know what I mean? So, let's just say Wilder does put a little bit of weight. He comes in at 220. I still think Fury going to be about 250. You know what I'm saying? 258 his last fight? So I think he'll be around about 250, between, that 247 to 250 range. That's what I'm thinking. We will see. But maybe he steps inside that right hand and try to rough Wilder up, push him back, get a little bit physical with him. Not necessarily trade power shot for, long right hand for long right hand, but get on the inside where Wilder may have to use short hooks, short uppercuts, short punches. You get what I'm saying? Now, I know he knocked Ortiz out with that final punch he landed on Ortiz was an uppercut, but that was after he done buzzed him and had him all over the ring, but the uppercuts were ended it. So Wilder does show he does have some type of pop with an uppercut. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about when they're fresh. You know what I mean? Or will Wilder, and both guys are awkward, man. So this shit I really don't know how it's going to go, man. To tell you the truth, it's just they're both so fucking awkward and, just rangy and long arms and shit. And style-wise, it's just, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. I have an idea of what I think could happen, but I'm really not sure, man. Because, you come out and you think, shit, man, Fury going to stay on the outside, going to try to outbox Wilder, make him miss, make him shoot that right hand too long and try to counter him. Or maybe Fury says, fuck this, man, I'm going to try to maul you. You guys remember how he put his weight on Cunningham? After Cunningham chopped him with that right hand and dropped him, he got up and got physical with Cunningham. Put that weight on him. Dig to that body. Throw his own overhands. You see how strong he is in the clinch against Vladimir. But I've seen Wilder be... he proved to me that he's a lot stronger when he's also inside on the clinch. I've seen him push Luis Ortiz off of him like he was a rag doll. Like, shoved his ass off of him. And Ortiz came in that fight, 240? So... But then again, it's also how you use your weight. He's Ortiz a shorter guy. It's going to be different when you have a guy that outweighs you, but he's also just as tall. Probably even, is his reach longer than Wilder's? I don't have the stats in front of me, y'all, but just when you got a guy with longer arms, putting his arms around you and wrapping you up and mauling you, it's just a different feel, different look, different situation. Jared Washington tried to get close with Wilder. Wilder was able to push him off as well, but we will see, man. See what y'all talking about. Yeah, Black Fight Fan, I just see his comment. He says the most underrated part of Fury's game in this fight will be Fury's physical strength. Exactly, that physicality, man. I think people are just overlooking it and just thinking, oh, he's going to fight off the back foot. But you guys got to look at some of those fights when he was in those grinders, man, like with Chisora, like when he's in those grind moments, he doesn't fold or back up or just wait for the ref. The dude will start, he'll try to ragdoll you. And I think he's a lot stronger. I think people are just looking at physique, muscle and shit. Now, I think sometimes girth is hard to get off you as well, man. You know what I'm saying? So we will see. This is why I'm going to the fight. This is why a lot of people going to watch the fight. It's just all around just fucking intriguing, y'all. Dago619 says, I'm not falling for the bullshit. Fury has no chance of beating Wilder. The Alabama slammer kills Fury early. Possibly, bro. Possibly. Blood Boxing, aka Retro Boxing and Documentaries. He says Fury has a great chance if he returns to the form he displayed in the Klitschko fight. Yeah, I agree with that, Blood. If he can move around and make you, but see, the one thing Wilder can't do, which Wilder loves to do, he's gonna be in trouble if he does this. If he starts the headhunt, that's what Fury wants you to do. That's why he has the Matador type thing going on. You know what I mean? Now you see me, now you don't, because people are headhunting. And when I was watching the Vladimir fight, I'm looking like, why don't Vlad aim for his body or aim for the chest area? Why the fuck does he keep trying to headhunt? And that's why he was so reluctant to throw the right, because he's seen Fury's cranium right there. And soon when he got to get ready to throw it, Fury's out of punching range again. He moved his head. Fury does a good job of bending at the waist. He can lean back a little bit, bend at the waist. He makes it difficult for you if you're trying to headhunt him. You got to throw some punches to the body, man. You got to. Even if you're not really committing to body work, throw something to the body to get him off of just moving his head all the time. Make him try to defend his body a little bit, or get him to think about something else. Throw a decoy in there, man. Set him up. If Wilder comes out just strictly headhunting, maybe he catches him, because Wilder does throw that long right hand pretty fucking fast, but I've seen him miss it when guys were moving, like Spilka. But if Wilder just comes out just strictly headhunt, I think he'll make it harder for himself to get a victory. That's my opinion on it. Cali Enigma, what it do, man? He says, salute to Mr. Boxer today, LDBC. For sure, man. Tiger Bomb Boxing, what it do? Lawrence Williams, I see you put Sergey Kuzmin in there. I'm catching the comments late, y'all. Black Fight Fan TV, appreciate that super chat, man. He says, appreciate the informational content, bro. Hashtag LDBC. That's what it do, man. I can't pronounce your name, bro, but you said I have the best channel. I appreciate that, man. Sagittarius 2, I believe that's what your name is. I appreciate that, bro. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna keep y'all too long, man. Rough House Boxing TV, he says salute. That's what's up. Hands of Stone, he says fear is being underestimated. Yeah, and I think it's kind of crazy for people to underestimate him. I know some people, like my man Diego619 said, he's not falling for the hype. I think he is being underestimated. He was being underestimated like this going into the Vladimir fight too, y'all. Even myself, I was underestimated. I picked Vladimir to knock him out, and I was wrong about a lot of shit. And one thing I was wrong about is I thought Vladimir would be able to not only outbox him, but I thought once they got in the clinch, I thought Vladimir would be able to ragdoll him, land some good single shots to rough him up on the inside and have his way. And I was totally wrong. Blood says, hey, Blood, I'm sorry. I know you changed your name, bro, to Retro Boxing and Documentaries, but I'm just so used to calling you Blood. But Blood says he continued to spin Klitschko around, and it was the feints that bothered Klitschko. Yes, it was. He was spinning him around in that clinch, bro, and he was feinting the shit out of him, man, to the point where Klitschko just didn't want to throw a punch. It's like he was scared to get countered. And Fury may not be a big knockout puncher, y'all, but you guys got to realize, man, when you got a dude in there that's that fucking big, man, if he lands enough, yo, it may not knock you out, but it may get you to start thinking. You know what I mean? It may get you to be a little bit hesitant, especially if he's able to counter you. And I think that's what Klitschko was going through. J-Roo Damage. I thought your name was J-Roo the Damage. I remember him from back in the 90s. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. But anyways, he says, of all Wilder's opponents, can we think of one that is similar to Tyson Fury? Also makes you wonder who's going to stay on the outside. Who was similar to Tyson Fury? Nobody. Tyson Fury's his own type of dude, man. He switched righty to lefty. He's a big dude, but he can move well. Nobody. You know what I mean? But you can say the same thing for Fury. Vladimir, to me, is a lot different than Wilder. He's a lot different than Chisora, than Cunningham, than all the other fucking guys that Tyson Fury has fought. You know what I'm saying? I think they're both going against guys that they've never seen before. Blood says Klitschko also fights well in the clinch for a big guy. It's damn hard to fight Wilder to win. Haters Have Opinion says you think Saunders will be stripped. Yo, I heard something about Saunders, yo, but I really didn't look into it, man. But I heard something about him failing the test. I thought I read somewhere it was like some nasal spray or some shit. Am I wrong? Y'all let me know if I'm wrong on that. I heard something about that, but yeah, usually my thing is, man, when dudes fail tests, man, they should be punished for it. I've had the same feeling about that forever. Lawrence Williams says Malik Scott similar as far as skills to Fury. Or is that what you're talking about? Malik Scott similar? Yeah and no, in my opinion, Lawrence, because as far as like, I think Scott is a little bit more speedier with his skill set from orthodox. I think he moves around the ring just as well, or shit, maybe even better than Fury as far as moving around the ring. But I think Fury adds more wrinkles with his reach, his long ass reach, his pot shotting, his hands down, righty to lefty, switching up. I think he just adds a little bit more wrinkles than Malik. But Malik, from his orthodox stance, is a very skillful guy. He can move. He throws fast hands. When Malik is on point, when he's, you know, really on point, he has some of the best skill as far as skill level that they teach you in the gym. When they bring you in the gym, teach you footwork, head movement, hand placement, shit like that. Malik's one of the best when it comes to that. I've said that plenty of times. Rashawn Hudson was good. He says, hey, what do you think about Ajagba and Joyce? Two heavy-handed dudes. I've seen Joyce in the amateurs in a lot of wars. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him get into wars so he can give and take, but also seen him dropped before, so I know he's there to be hit. Ajagba comes across as like, I want to throw my hard shots and hurt you, but I'm not really into let's go to war, let's just hit each other type shit. You know what I mean? He seems more patient, more work behind the jab with the high guard, pick his spots and try to lay in his right hand. Whereas Joyce seems as if he's ready just to go to war, put pressure on you. He opens up he opens himself up by the way he throws punches, because he'll start turning over left and right hooks, not using you know, not having his guard up by his chin or something like that. He just opens up, like literally opens up with wide punches. So maybe Ajagba would come down the middle and catch him with something. But then again, just like I said a few minutes ago, how was Ajagba going to deal with somebody that can press him? They can hit him with a good shot. They can back him up. They can make him miss his right hand. Or when he lands his right hand, it doesn't have the effect that it's been having on the guys who he's fought. How is he going to look? Whereas Joyce has been hit a little bit in some fights, has been tagged a little bit, but he comes back and gets guys out of there. I think it's a good fight, man. I think it's a really good fight. I'm not sure who the favorite right now, man, to tell you the truth. It just seems like when the Ajagba lands that right, man, it's making dudes do some some funny movements with their body, man. Either they're going to sleep or they're just laying down. You know what I mean? So it's a good fight, man. Did they fight in the amateurs? I don't know if they fought in the amateurs before. Rashawn Hudson said, who do I think Ajagba should fight next? I think like a higher level journeyman, maybe like an Avery Gibson. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Avery Gibson. Avery Gibson I don't think Avery's even ever been stopped. But besides those type of fights, I would love to see him step up, fight like a Chris Arreola type. I know I seen Arreola training y'all a few weeks ago. I'm not sure if that means he's coming back or not. But you know, somebody that's competed for a world title before, somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Gerald Washington, Hey, what about Ajagba versus Iju Agono? That'd be a good one. Lawrence Williams says Ajagba versus Gwen, Dominic Gwen. Yeah, you know, somebody that's sturdy, somebody that's durable, somebody that's not going to come there to lay down, and somebody that has a history of, you know, going the distance pretty much most or majority of the time. I won't mind seeing him fight that type of guy, somebody with experience. So Gwen would be a good look. You know what I mean? That's what I was saying, like an Avery Gibson. Also, although Avery doesn't have the experience that Gwen has, but he is a guy that knows his way around the ring. He's fought in the World Series of Boxing. He pretty much takes all these fucking prospects the distance. You know what I'm saying? He just took who did Gibson just fight, man? Alexander Teslenko. He just took him the distance. And the announcers for that fight thought Teslenko should be able to knock him out. And I was watching that. Yeah, it was actually Bomac. Crawford's trainer was on the announce crew. And I cannot stand Chris Mannix, man. Nothing personal, but sometimes when he calls those lower tier fights, he has no idea who the guys are, man. Like he kept saying, if Teslenko can't knock this guy out, he's going to struggle at the top. And I'm sitting there like, dude, nobody has knocked out Avery Gibson. What the fuck are you talking about? He was speaking as if Avery Gibson was some dude that's been knocked out 6 times in a row before he came into the fight. It's like, this dude has no fucking idea what he's talking about. Lawrence Williams says, have you heard about any opponents for Rivas on December 1st? Now, I've heard nothing about Oscar Rivas, man. Is it, do you know where he's fighting at? I'm assuming it's going to be up in Canada, right? Because he can't get no, it's hard for him to get to pass the physical down here in the States, yo. His last 2 fights he could have had, they were big fights. The Amir Mansour fight and the Gerald Washington fight. He couldn't pass the eye exam list. We would have been seeing Rivas in there with somebody, you know, but he can't pass the eye exam. But he does have the, what minor title does Rivas have? Is it the NABF? Or is it the USBA? I fucking forgot, y'all. But he has one of those minor titles, man. NABF. Okay, Lawrence Williams just told me the NABF. That's what's up. But hey, y'all, I got to call it one, man. I got to make some runs, man. So I appreciate y'all showing up. Kind of did this out of nowhere, pretty much like all my damn live streams. But I'm gonna drop some more videos, man. I'm gonna try to do some more videos where I talk about each guy that I pretty much talked about tonight, kind of individually. But I did catch the fights over the weekend, like I said, the Lucas Browne fight, Ajagba, Zhang, and all them guys. Helenius. Another guy, just before I go, another guy I won't mind seeing Helenius fight is Otto Wallen. I think that'd be a good Nordic heavyweight clash. Shit. Helenius was going to give, what's my man's name? Adrian Granat his shot. Had Granat beat Dimitrenko, Helenius was going to, had Granat beat Dimitrenko, Helenius was going to fight him. They were talking about having a fight with each other. And we know Dimitrenko went in there and sparked the upset, a quick, fast knockout of Granat. You know, so then Otto Wallen ended up fighting Granat. So I wouldn't mind seeing Otto Wallen fight Helenius. But Helenius, he may try to capitalize off this win. Like I said, probably go after that EBU title. But till next time, y'all, I'm gone, man. Y'all be easy.